Have you ever wondered if you might share a connection with someone legendary like the boy Pharaoh Tutankhamun? It sounds like fantasy, but science can now trace our genetic links to the ancient world. Imagine, deep within your DNA, you carry echoes of a civilization of golden masks and god kings. In 2010, scientists unlocked King Tut's genetic code, revealing secrets hidden for over 3,000 years. His tomb, discovered in 1922, dazzled the world, but the real treasure was his DNA, a biological time capsule. With just a few cells, we can now ask questions no ancient scribe could answer. Who were his parents? What was his ancestry? Let's journey back in time, not just through history, but through the double helix of our own DNA. We'll follow a thread that connects a pharaoh's throne to the modern world, and maybe, just maybe, to you. Our DNA is a vessel, carrying the past within us. The story of Tutankhamun is, in the end, a story about all of us. Our journey doesn't start in a tomb, but in a high-tech lab, where DNA sequencers replace brushes and picks. Scientists zoomed in on Tutankhamun's cells, searching for the blueprint of life, his DNA. For centuries, Tutankhamun was just a name, until Howard Carter's discovery made him a global icon. But artifacts only tell us how he was buried, not who he was. His mummy is a biological archive, preserving the king's very essence. DNA is like an ancient scroll, written in a four-letter code: A, T, C, and G. After 3,300 years, this scroll was fragmented, but scientists used PCR, a technique that copies tiny DNA fragments millions of times, to piece it together. It's like finding a single page of a lost book and recreating the story. By amplifying and sequencing these fragments, they reconstructed large sections of Tutankhamun's genome. For the first time, we could read the pharaoh's story, written in the language of life itself. The secrets of a king, revealed not in gold, but in genes. Decoding Tutankhamun's DNA was a forensic mission across millennia. Scientists carefully collected bone samples from Tutankhamun and suspected relatives, working in ultra-sterile labs to avoid contamination. They searched for unique genetic markers, short tandem repeats, or STRs, like barcodes that identify family connections. By comparing these markers, they built a genetic family tree, confirming relationships debated for decades. The DNA was old and degraded, so they used PCR to amplify fragments, then sequenced them to reconstruct the king's genetic profile. It was a high-tech puzzle, billions of pieces, but the result was a genetic fingerprint for Tutankhamun and his royal family. For the first time, science confirmed the whispers of history with the language of genetics. The secrets of the 18th dynasty were revealed, not by tomb robbers, but by scientists armed with curiosity and code. The royal family's story was about to be rewritten. DNA gave us answers that history alone never could. The past, once silent, now spoke with scientific certainty. Tutankhamun's lineage was no longer a mystery. The results were astonishing. A royal family tree mapped in genes. For the first time, science could peer through the veil of millennia and reconstruct the intimate relationships of Egypt's most famous dynasty. DNA proved Tutankhamun's father was Akhenaten, the heretic pharaoh, and his mother was Akhenaten's full sister, known as the Younger Lady. This revelation confirmed what ancient rumors and fragmented records had only hinted at. Tutankhamun was the product of a sibling marriage, a common practice among Egyptian royalty to preserve the bloodline and reinforce their divine status. Such unions were believed to keep the royal lineage pure, but they came at a cost. This meant his family tree curled back on itself. With little genetic diversity, the royal bloodline became a closed loop, increasing the risk of inherited disorders. The team also identified his grandparents, Amenhotep III and Queen Tai, and great-grandparents Yuya and Thuya. Each generation added new layers to the dynasty's complex story. 4 generations of royal lineage, confirmed by science, now stood revealed in unprecedented detail. This was a story of power, upheaval, and incest at the heart of Egypt's 18th dynasty, a dynasty marked by both glory and turmoil. Tutankhamun was not just a distant figure in gold. He was a child of a brother and sister, heir to a turbulent throne, and a symbol of both hope and fragility. His name, living image of Amun, signaled a return to old gods after his father's revolution. the young king's reign was a bridge between eras, restoring tradition after a time of radical change. But his genetic inheritance would shape his short, tragic life, leaving him vulnerable to illness and physical challenges. The DNA portrait changed how we see the boy king, no longer a myth, but a real vulnerable human being, shaped by the choices of his ancestors. The royal soap opera was written, not in hieroglyphs, but in genes. Every twist and turn of the dynasty's fate was encoded in their very blood. Science had finally revealed the true face of the Pharaoh's family, bringing the ancient world closer to us than ever before. Tutankhamun's DNA didn't just reveal his family, it exposed his frailty, painting a vivid picture of a young king whose life was shaped by the secrets hidden in his genes. As the child of siblings, he inherited double doses of problematic genes, leading to serious health issues that would haunt him throughout his short life. The royal bloodline, meant to preserve power, instead passed down a legacy of vulnerability. CT scans and genetic analysis confirmed he had a clubfoot and walked with a painful limp. Over 130 canes found in his tomb were not just symbols, but necessities for daily life. Each cane tells a story of struggle, revealing how even a pharaoh was not immune to suffering. DNA also revealed he suffered from malaria, with evidence of multiple infections weakening his immune system. These repeated bouts of illness would have left him physically drained, making every day a challenge. He had Köhler disease, a rare bone disorder, adding to his pain and further limiting his mobility. The combination of these ailments made his reign even more remarkable. The Golden Boy was, in truth, a young man living with chronic illness, forced to rule while enduring constant discomfort and weakness. Theories of murder faded, the evidence pointed to a tragic end shaped by nature rather than conspiracy. A severe leg fracture combined with malaria and frailty likely led to a fatal infection. The odds were stacked against him from the start. Tutankhamun died not from palace intrigue, but from the vulnerabilities written in his genes, his fate sealed by the very bloodline that made him king. His brief reign was shaped as much by biology as by history, a reminder that even the most powerful are not immune to the forces of nature. The real story of the boy king is one of resilience in the face of overwhelming odds, a testament to his determination to rule despite relentless adversity. His DNA tells a tale of both royal glory and human fragility, forever linking his legacy to the mysteries of inheritance and the strength it takes to endure. We've uncovered Tutankhamun's family secrets, but what about his ancient legacy? Where are his genes today? Scientists analyzed his Y chromosome, passed from father to son, to trace his paternal lineage. Tutankhamun belonged to haplogroup R1b1a2, a genetic clan now most common not in Egypt, but in Western Europe. Less than 1% of Egyptian men share this haplogroup, but over half of Western European men do. In places like Spain and Ireland, it's as high as 70–90%. So, if your paternal roots are in Western Europe, you might share a distant ancestor with the boy king. The pharaoh's genetic legacy stretches far beyond the Nile. The story of Tutankhamun's DNA is a story of global connection. You could be a distant cousin of a pharaoh. What does it mean that an Egyptian pharaoh shares a haplogroup with millions in Western Europe? It's not about ethnicity, it's about the epic journey of human migration. Haplogroup R1b1a2 likely arose near the Black Sea 10,000–20,000 years ago, spreading with the dawn of agriculture. Some ancestors traveled west, becoming the dominant lineage in Europe. Others moved south, a smaller group reaching Egypt. Tutankhamun's paternal line was part of this ancient migration. His DNA is a stamp from a time when people, ideas, and genes flowed across continents. The pharaoh's story is a chapter in the grand saga of human movement. Our family tree is more interconnected than we ever imagined. Tutankhamun's genes are a microcosm of humanity's journey, a living record of the epic story that connects us all. His DNA is not just a relic of the past, but a bridge to our shared origins. All haplogroups, including R1b1a2, trace back to Africa, where our story began, nearly 70,000 years ago. This continent is the cradle of humanity, the place where the first chapters of our collective history were written. As our ancestors migrated across continents, their DNA picked up unique mutations, tiny markers that map the routes they traveled and the challenges they faced along the way. The R1b haplogroup's path led from Africa to the Near East, then split. One branch surged into Europe, while another, much rarer, trickled into Egypt, weaving new threads into the tapestry of civilization. Tutankhamun's ancestors were part of that rare southern stream, carrying with them stories, traditions, and genes that would shape the future of Egypt. Genetics reveals connections invisible in history books, showing that populations we see as separate are deeply linked by ancient migrations and shared ancestry. The idea of separate races is a myth. Our DNA tells a story of one human family, always on the move, adapting and evolving together. Tutankhamun was a product of these ancient migrations, with roots in the Near East, distant cousins in Europe, and connections that span continents. His DNA is a testament to our shared past, a living link to the journeys and encounters that shaped civilizations. The Pharaoh story is a reminder. We are all travelers, shaped by the same forces of migration, adaptation, and the endless search for new horizons. The threads of our ancestry are woven together, across continents and millennia, creating a rich and intricate pattern that unites us all. In Tutankhamun's genes, we see the unity of our species, a powerful reminder that beneath our differences, we are all part of the same human story. Tutankhamun's DNA is more than a royal relic, it's a mirror of our shared ancestry. His story reminds us that the past lives on in our genes. The boy king, once a distant legend, is now a symbol of our interconnectedness. His frailty and his lineage humanize him, making him more than a golden mask. His genes link the world of the pharaohs to the migrations that shaped civilization. We are all time travelers, carrying the story of our species within us. The next time you see Tutankhamun's mask, remember, you might be looking at a distant cousin. The greatest treasure is the unity of our extraordinary human family.